CaliUnity is an adult playground.
Progression.
Community.
Accountability.
Intense.
Welcoming.
Joyful.
Challenging.
A cult. I'm joking.
Inclusive.
Crazy.
Fun.
Strength.
The laughs that we have.
My happy place.
And a bonus that it's so much fun.
And helps me stick to fitness goals.
And it's the best community I could find here in Bath.
The people that I've met, friendships that I've created, it's really transformed my time in Bath.
If I was to take it back as to how Cali really started, a lot of it came from just the problems that Kira and I faced and saw in the industry and us wanting to fix that. When I was a kid, I was the opposite of what you see today. I was very much overweight, I was obese, I had to get taken to the doctor because I had so much fat on my body, and I hit puberty 3 years late because I was so overweight. With going to a very intense school and all that stuff, that led to a lot of addictions, it led to depression, led to bullying in school. So I was always the last one at cross country, I was always the last one at running, and I used to hate fitness. Essentially, after a while, after friends and community and being supported by others, they got me into fitness, and they showed me that it can be fun, it can be enjoyable, and it became a part of my life. That completely transformed me, I guess, into the person that you see today. So I know from just knowing lots of personal trainers and people in general that usually when you go into this coaching industry, it's because the best way to keep something is to give it away. And we've come through this transformation and we've helped ourselves, or others have helped us, really, if I really look back on it. And I wanted to give that same gift to other people.
When I was like 10 or 11, I always compared myself to like other girls who were like skinny and just had a really great figure. And I was always just like, oh, why can't I be like that? And then I actually remember my dad taking me to a track and field race, so like a 100-meter sprint race. He bought me the spikes, he bought me like the whole kit and everything because he really believed in me. And I came like second or something in this race. And I was like, oh, okay. All the other girls here as well have quite a similar figure to me. They're actually like, they look great as well, and they're really strong and fit. And I was like, okay, this could be my thing. Fast forward 5-6 years, I was doing track and field and sprinting and 100 and 200 meters for all those years. Training it was like my full-time thing. I got pretty high up in the sport, and it really saved me from a lot of like, I guess the demons inside of me telling me that I was never good enough, or I never looked good enough, I never felt good enough for myself. It really transformed me, but also the community around, you know, the athletics, like societies and stuff, really helped as well. So from the get-go, I always learned how strong and like important community was, and so I kind of carried that through to everything else I've ever done.
We used to run free events, free socials, and that slowly grew. We grew that in Victoria Park, which some of you may know, and people used to come by all the time, and you know it was good because kids were getting involved, grandparents were getting involved, people who had never done fitness before were like, this is really cool. And it was just this fun community, completely free. We had no incentive to do anything with it, and it was just to give back to the community. And that community aspect was such an important part of it for me because I realized in myself that connection for me was the opposite of addiction.
We just started trying out like calisthenic stuff, and we started trying out like handstands. We had thousands of like failed attempts of handstands, thousands of like failed attempts of like muscle ups and pull ups and everything. But actually, like through trying and failing and trying and failing and trying some more, we just really found a love for this new sport. Rather than the competitive side of things, it was very much we are together and actually we're helping each other. Like, how can I help this person get their first push-up?
I was a fully booked personal trainer, and this was when lockdown hit crazy, and you couldn't train in the gym, you could only train outside. And so yeah, I put some rings over a tree and trained my clients outside. And once lockdown had actually lifted, it was amazing. We got the groups back together, and during lockdown, we helped all of our members of our community. We all came together and we all helped each other to keep ourselves accountable, which is a big word for what CaliUnity means, in a community environment, so we could all help each other through it. In that time was when we came up with the name CaliUnity. And We didn't know what this was going to become, but we knew from working in the best gyms in Bath and London, it's all about the community. It's the people that make it.
And that's kind of really where it started. We started taking on clients, we started taking on small group classes around classes and gyms in Bath when the doors of the gyms opened again after lockdown. Like, it kind of really built the mission of actually, we just want to make this place a healthier and happier community and home for people.
I said to Kira, I was walking around this area in near the arch, and I looked and I was like, wow, these are really cool. I reckon we could do something like that. And we were like, you know what? Why not? Let's try it. So we put the word in for this this arch, and the person got back to us saying, nope, sorry, someone's already taken it. And we kept looking. So then we went somewhere else, and we went somewhere else, and we kept looking for about half a year. And all this time we were doing meetups. We were doing selling equipment online. We were training members, training clients, helping people online, etc., etc. We were building up the CaliUnity anyway.
And then about 3 months later, I think it was, the same people from like the lettings company came back to us and they were like, the first people, they've dropped out. Do you guys still want it? And we were like, oh my God, should we do it? And we both looked at each other, we were like, yeah, why not?
We had 30 days to get everything ready, which meant making these walls and
making the ladders and the stool bars, making the boxes I'm sat on, putting the mirrors in, which is just a whole story in itself, putting the rig in, putting the ropes in, putting like everything that was in this gym is kind of made by either myself or Ollie or the team that we had at the time, or like our parents and family helped us a lot.
And building this from scratch, from recycled materials. It was making all of these. It was making the sign from scratch. We didn't have money to hire people to do this for us. We were in here, sweat, blood and tears, quite literally. Got a massive scar in my finger because I nearly cut my finger off doing this. But there was something there that we knew we were on to something. It was about community. It was about helping people with their injuries. It was about building fun, supportive communities, and we knew that we were on to something, and so we had to keep it going, even if it was going to break us along the way.
You know, we've tried to speak to a network of as many people as we can, to just learn as much as we can and to gain as much knowledge as possible, because we just didn't know, what we could do. But we knew the possibility of, we can bring the community here, we can grow the community, we can impact more people's lives, we can just make this place a haven.
Fast forward from there, we opened the facility, which was September 2022. Big launch night at the cricket club, which was fantastic. All our friends, family, clients, basically I say just our extended family.
And so the first few months, going into winter especially, was super hard. Opening a gym is tough, but it's also such a fun learning process as well. We have a small space. We want to provide smaller sessions to people, but also have more impact and help them get better results by actually helping them show up. So accountability is like the biggest piece of the puzzle for us here at Cali.
They came in here, they trusted us, and then from there, they told their friends because they actually got results. I always say we're like the Millennium Falcon. We're not pretty, but we'll get you there fast. On that note, that's why we wanted to match the facility to the caliber of our members and our coaches, and that's why we decided a year and a half ago to upgrade the facility. We want to give back, we want to raise money for charities, we want to transform lives. We know we can, we know we've done it. And so yes, it's a massive risk launching a new facility in the heart of Bath, the Artisan Quarter on Walcott Street, renovating a building that had a hole through the roof, the whole first floor was rotting.
It's such a big renovation project, like how is this going to be possible?
I don't know what's next for CaliUnity, I don't know, but if we follow our heart and we follow what's true to ourselves and we keep doing what we've been doing, which is just trying to go above and beyond for our members, then I know it's going to be a beautiful future. And I want to thank everyone for the journey and coming along with us.